Good morning everybody. I am Dr. Gurdeep from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and I am going to deliver a lecture on functions of management. Now, what are the functions of management? The functions of management which are of most importance are planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, directing, motivating and controlling. Now, sometimes we club coordinating, directing and motivating under the heading of leading. So, basic functions of management would be planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling. This is because we have clubbed coordinating, directing and motivating under the subheading of leading. Now, what is planning? As you all know, whether it is a corporate organization or it is a educational institute, government institute, we always do some planning. Now, what is the meaning of planning? Planning is that we foresee some goals for us and we want to achieve those goals. So, we have to do some planning and we have to make some arrangements so that those goals, those objectives can be met. Second is organizing. Now, if we have some goal, we need people to achieve that goal. Organizations cannot actually run on the basis of the work done by a single person. So, there are a lot of people who contribute towards the goal, towards the objective, and that is what comes under organizing. Under organizing, we have various departmentalization, different departments are created, different people are assigned different responsibilities. Related to those responsibilities, there could be some other say some related activities which come under organizing. Then we have staffing. Staffing is keeping people, getting people for the job and retaining those people. It is very important that staffing is done very properly, so that proper people are kept at the proper position, they function properly. So, it is just like having the correct person for the correct job. Then we have leading. Once we have the people working for us, we have to lead them, we have to motivate them to work, we have to direct them, okay, that do this function or do that function. We also have to appraise them. For example, if you are working for a company and we do some job, we expect that we get some incentives or some promotions. How do we plan the career path of a person? For example, the person joins as a say a junior executive, then he becomes a senior executive, then a junior manager. So, this career path has to be planned and we have to motivate that person to actually contribute towards the goal, towards the profit of the company. Then last is controlling. Once planning, organizing, staffing, leading has been done, people start performing. Now, how do we control the activities? Do we have any benchmarks whereby we can control people, give them some directions, okay, now you are not doing this right, or this is the way it is to be done, or if you are doing this right, this can be done in a better way, in this way. So, as ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ main functions ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, these have to be in a particular order. Obviously, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਰੱਖੇ planning, then we have organizing, staffing, leading and controlling. So, let us see what are the main components of this, and this was just an overview. So, we go ahead and see what is planning. Now, planning is a systematic development of action programs aimed at reaching agreed upon business objectives. Now, there are certain what is meant by agreed upon. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ objective ਬਣਾਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਆਪਣਾ say ਜਿਹੜੇ board of directors ਦੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ agree ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ now this is what we have to do, this is what we have to plan, whether it is scaling the Mount Everest, or it is launching any new product, or it is something about getting into new market segments. ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ plan ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ agreed upon business objective is very important, so that the board of directors, we are talking from the point of view of board of directors, the top people who are actually planning for the company, for the corporate body, for the government. So, planning always starts from the top. Now, it is second part is evaluating and selecting among the opportunities which are seen. Now, let us say we have different opportunities, okay, we can go into this market segment, or we can launch this product, or we can totally go into totally unrelated market segments. So, that is a set of opportunity. Now, which opportunity do we actually go into, to which we have to first decide where we want to go. Then if there are various opportunities there, which is the best opportunity for us to actually contribute. We cannot do planning for various activities, we have to have one goal in mind at a time, then we go towards the goal and achieve it. Okay. So, this was just a statement reaching main points is reaching agreed upon business objective. We have to have business objectives and we have to select among the opportunities which are being foreseen. So, you always plan. let us say we talk about taking admission in some college. So we have various options that should I join this college or should I join that college, then that is my opportunity. So I cannot join all the colleges simultaneously, so I have to actually see where I have to select one college then and I move in that direction. Similarly for corporates, we select one direction and then we move in that direction. This is something about planning. There are various steps of planning. So being aware of the opportunity, that is number one. The company says, okay, we want to go into this market segment, this is what we have to achieve, or this is what we want, more profits. So if we have to have more profits, do we increase the production or do we go into totally unrelated market segment so that we are the first one to enter that market and we get profits from that market. So we are aware of some opportunity whereby we know that okay, this is what we have to do. That is called being aware. Once you become aware, then you set some objectives or goals. Okay, this is the opportunity and this is what I have to achieve. Say let us say I am going into a totally unrelated market segment. Okay, the company is making company ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ consumer durables ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. Now company ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, non durables ਵਿੱਚ say let us say industrial segment ਵਿੱਚ enter ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ experience ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ knowledge ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ. So this is the opportunity has been seen that in industrial goods there is a lot of opportunity. So let us take the case of a company called Anchor. Now Anchor started with they were into needles and threads. Then they got into the segment of electrical switch gears. Now they are making toothpastes and they are going into totally different segment. So once you are aware of an opportunity, you set an objective. Now Anchor company must have been aware of the opportunity that okay, we are into needle and thread, but there are a lot of opportunities existing in the field of electrical switch gears. So we will see a lot of Anchor switch gears nowadays. Now you can, if you go to the market, you also see a toothpaste made by Anchor company. Now it's the same company. So they must have got some opportunity, they must have foreseen some opportunity that okay, this is where we can make profits. So that is being aware of the opportunity. Then you have to set objectives and goals. Okay, we want, initially we are going to have just 10 to 20% of market segment, that is what our goal is. The company, if you are going into a totally new segment, you cannot expect to have say 100% market segment, you cannot capture the total market there. So if you are setting an objective or goal for a company like Anchor would be कि ਅਸੀਂ सिर्फ 10% market segment ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੀਕਲ ਸਵਿਚ ਗੀਅਰ ਦੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੇਟਰ ਕਰਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਕੈਟਾਗਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਪੀਟੀਟਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਜਸਟ ਲਾਈਕ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਹੈਵਲਸ, we have Siemens. So you cannot expect the company to take over the entire market. 10% is fine. Then consider planning premises. Planning premises ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ is it internal constraints are there, are we going global, or is it within the country? No, if you are trying, agar ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ if you are trying to market the product, sell the product in the country, now rules are different. If you want to go global, then we have to be very careful about various international laws, about various patents. So that way, considering planning premises means that which market we are going to cater to. Is it the inside the country, a part of the country, or is it global or some other South Asian nation? So different premises are there. Identifying alternatives now, okay, as far as Anchor company is concerned, identifying alternatives would be something like, okay, switch gears, there are a lot of components, which particular component product we are going to manufacture. So that is identifying the alternatives. We are not going to manufacture very complex switch gear. We are as a start, in the beginning we are going to actually start from very simple switch gears. Once we get into the market, we capture some market, then we'll start making complex objects. So identifying alternatives in this case, in this particular case, would be that okay, which switch gear or which component, which is on off switches, plugs, what we want to manufacture. Okay, now comparing alternatives in the light of goal sort. Now our goal is that we want to have say so many crores of profit per year, or we want to have 10%, we want to capture 10% of the market. If we have from the alternatives which we have selected, say this two switch gear A, B and C, will we be able to achieve that goal? Is it possible to achieve that goal from from the alternatives, one side is alternatives, other side is goal. If you are making the alternate, if you are this is our alternatives, only manufacture A, B and C category, will our goal of 10% market share will be achieved? If it is not, then go back and change the alternatives, again come back or change the goal. But changing the goal would be that you have to either reduce your profit or think of some other new innovative ideas so that your alternatives can be achieved. Now once this is done, goal sort is clear and identify. So next is we have to select one alternative. Okay, we are going to manufacture only A and B, we are not going to manufacture the C category of switches. Formulating supporting plans. Now formulating supporting plans would be that you have to hire people, you have to hire machines, you have to if there is some patented technology, you have to buy that technology, pay for that. So these are some supporting plans which will cater to our total final objective, final mission of the company. Now numberizing plans by making budget, this is the last. Now in this case, numberizing plans by making budgets is that budgets is its term of rupees and time. If this is what we are going to manufacture, what is going to be the cost, what is going to be the time taken to achieve this, what is going to be our variable cost, what is going to be our fixed cost. ਜਿਹੜੀ cost ਦੇ concepts ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ budgets ਵਿੱਚ reflect ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ opportunity ਸੀ making switch gear, getting into a new market, ਹੁਣ switch gear ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ toothpaste ਬਣਾने ਨੇ. Whether this is the ultimative opportunity which the company wants to cater to, it will boil down, it will come down to making budgets for each and every activity which is a part of that opportunity, which is a part of that alternative. So we go ahead and see what are the main components. We will break up these main components into smaller components, see what is the main things in this. Being aware of opportunities, okay, we have to see the market, the competition, what customers want, what is our strength, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਾਵਰ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਲੱਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਟਰੈਂਥ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਚੀਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਚੀਵ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. I want to say scale the Mount Everest. So what is my strength? My strength would be that I am physically fit, and it would be that okay, I have the money to actually spend, because if you want to scale the Everest, you have to spend a lot of money for that. You have to hire people, buy a lot of components, tents and all those things. So what is my strength? Do I have that strength? If it is not, if I have no strength related to that opportunity, I will not go in for it. I'll scale some smaller peak and I will not go in for say Mount Everest. What is our weakness? Okay, this is just the opposite. Our weakness is that we don't have people, we don't have the technology. For example, making switch gears, so that is our weakness. So what do? We can either buy the technology, we can hire the people, but we have to pay them. If you are going into totally new segments, then you have to get the proper people to manage your activities. Setting objectives or goals is the next. Where do we want to be? What do we want to accomplish and when? We are here and tomorrow that is where we want to go. So how do we go there? How do we achieve that? So next is considering planning premises. We have already discussed this. In what environment will our plans operate? Will it be inside the country or is it going to be global? Identifying alternatives is what are the most promising alternatives to accomplish our objectives. So this also we have discussed. Comparing alternatives in the light of goal sort. Which alternative will give us the best chance of meeting our goals at the lowest cost and highest profit? Cost ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ profit ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ. Now if you have to sell something, ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ product ਵੇਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ service ਵੇਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ it's in life insurance is a service. So if you are selling that service or if you are selling some product, you are selling a mobile, you are selling a pen, so what is going to be your cost and what is the margin? You have some revenue and you have some cost, so what is going to be your profit? If alternative ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹ alternative ਹੈ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ cost ਇੰਨੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ profit ਇਹ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ alternative 2 ਹੈਗਾ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ cost ਇੰਨੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ profit ਸਾਡਾ ਥੋੜਾ higher ਹੈ, ਤੇ then we will go in for the second option. The choosing as an option is selecting the course of action we want to pursue. Okay, now we have selected that we are going to follow this path, this product we are going to make, this service we are going to make, or I am going to join this college. So this is my alternative. I have seen, okay, if this is now, let us talk about, say you want to join some college, and your factors which you are going to keep in mind is what is the faculty, what is the faculty type there, is the faculty good there, how old is the college, what is the fee there, what are the placement opportunities there, what are the growth opportunities there. If you want to tomorrow pursue a higher course, a PhD, is the college have a good name, ਉਹਦੇ college ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਅੱਛਾ ਨਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ PhD ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਅੱਛੇ college ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲ ਸਕੇ, or what is the learning environment in that college. So you compare different colleges, compare alternatives in the light of goal sort. Now goal sort is that you get a degree, to get a graduation degree, to get a post graduation degree or a PhD, that is the goal. So alternative college A, college B, college C. Now this is, in this case there is no question of profit, it is just a case of your career development. So your alternative will be based totally upon what is your career path and are you going to get a good career path if you join that college. Now next is choosing an alternative. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸੋਚ ਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ college B join ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, that is the next step, that is final. Now formulating supporting plans, such as let us come back to the corporate sector. Once you have supporting plans, you buy equipment, buy material, hire and train workers, then ultimately you make the budgets. So these are some certain types of plans. The first at the top you can see is the mission. It is the mission of the organization as such. Okay, let us say we have Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. So what is the mission of that organization? It is to sell burgers, or sell burgers at a competitive price. That is the mission of the company, or to sell food products, not necessarily burgers. Sell food products at a very competitive price, at a good quality. Objectives, after that we have objectives. Objectives are goals. Mission is the top goal, objectives come next. Then you have strategies, how are you going to achieve that goal or mission. Then you have policies, procedures, rules, programs and budgets. So budgets start at the bottom. Policies as such and procedures, rules, they come after the strategies has been formulated. Now what is the strategy? Strategy is it's a sort of goal where you have decided to commit the resources. Once you decide to commit the resources, then it becomes a strategy. So you have to be very careful which strategy we are going to adopt. Once resources are committed, it becomes objectives, become strategies. Then you have policies, procedures and further we have rules. Okay, what is a procedure? Let us say there is a proper procedure. If we receive the order from, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ order receive ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ from the customer, how it is to be processed. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਏਗਾ, then ਉਹਨੂੰ check on ਕਰੇਗਾ, then who will see whether we have that element in stock. This is a procedure. This is a time scaled procedure. It has to follow step A, B and C in proper order. Then if you have received an order from a customer, you have to within 24 hours acknowledge them ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ order ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕੁਆਂਟੀਟੀ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨया ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਨया ਕੰਪੋਨੈਂਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ. This is a rule. Okay, this is a rule that if customer places an order, there is a procedure, a set of steps, that is a procedure. Now if you want, the rule is that you have to acknowledge that order. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਸਟਮਰ ਦਾ ਆਰਡਰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਵਿਦਿਨ 24 ਆਵਰਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਐਕਨੋਲੇਜ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਰਡਰ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਆਰਡਰ ਨੰਬਰ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ further that whether you can supply it or not. Then further we have programs and then we have budgets. We move next. Okay, mission, objective we have already discussed. Strategies, general programs of action and deployment of resources to attain objective. So it is deployment of resources is very important in strategies, objectives and missions we have discussed. Policies, procedures and further on rules and programs. Programs are a combination of policy, procedure, rules, task assignments, steps to be taken to carry out a given course of action. So programs will be a combination of policies, procedures, rules, task assignments. If the company has, let us say, come up with a new program for say incentive to the people, or some new sales program is there, sales promotion program is there, it will have a set of policies, procedure, rules which the company has to follow once they launch that program. So next, organizing. Now organizing is identification and classification of different activities. What exactly is organization? In very simple steps, it is creating of different departments and assignment of each group or department to a manager so that he can supervise it. So if there are various functional areas in an organization and we have to let us say we talk about the functional area of marketing, production, finance, and quality control. These are different activities. Now, when we create an organization, we need people to manage these different departments. Now, how these departments are grouped, how these departments are clubbed together, so that the full organization is formed. When you see an organization chart, that is in fact an example of organizing. We have at the top some people, then we have managers, junior managers, and this hierarchy is built. Now, in organizing there are various problems or very critical areas the company has to see, but let us see what these functions of management and organizing are. Span of management. Span of management refers to the number of subordinates a manager can effectively manage. Now, span of management means how many people should report to you so that you can effectively manage those people. So, in fact, there is no hard and fast rule, but it is a rule of thumb that okay, 8 should be the people, 8 people. If 8 people are reporting to you, you can effectively manage them. If number of people is less than 8 or more than 8, then it is a difficult to actually supervise them. Now, if it is number is less than 8, then the company may not be utilizing your full potential as a manager, because you have been hired to manage people. Even if it is, say, you are managing 2 people, so that does not make sense. But if you are managing directly 15 people, then also it is very critical. So, span of management means how many people are reporting to you and how many people you are supervising. Then we have, let us say we take this case. If you see on the screen, we have this span of management is very low. In the middle box, there is a manager, not just denoted by the box, who is further managing 2 managers, and they further are managing 2 people or 2 departments, not necessarily the people. Even if it is people, then this has got a the number of branches. If you start making in this, it is going, number of branches or levels are going to increase too much. So, if the span of management is narrow, not many people are reporting to a single person, then that levels of management will increase, that the branches, the levels will increase. So, this is the drawback of span of management if it is narrow. Then if it is wide, then again it is a problematic thing. Lot of people are reporting to you, so one single manager can become a bottleneck. Bottleneck का मतलब है कि he can be bogged down, ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ काफ़ी pressure आ जाएगा कि he has to manage so many people, so many departments. So, that also the thinking process or the execution process will slow down if that is the problem, because one manager is bogged down. ਜਿਹੜੇ एक manager ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ उस ते काफ़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ गई है, काफ़ी उस ते स्ट्रेस आ गया है, सो ही इज़ नॉट अनएबल टू वर्क. किसी अगर मैनेजर ते उत्ते अगर तुसी काफ़ी सारा लोड पा दोगे वर्क लोड, then he definitely is not going to come out with good results. So, span of management wide ਦਾ भी drawback ਹੁੰਦਾ है. And there are also positive points related to span of management, that you can delegate the authority, because people can enjoy delegation of authorities, that they you can say okay, you do this work, so you can delegate your authority. Okay, if I am delegating to you, you do it. So, those people feel important. If span of management is wide, you delegate your authority and say okay, now you do it. So, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ delegate ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਅੱਛਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ responsibility ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ, we have been given some responsibility to work, so they are also happy. Okay, organizing, let us, how do we organize the departments depends upon what type of organization is there. Some companies organize the departments based upon the functional areas, like say marketing, sales. There will be a marketing department, there will be a sales department, there will be a purchasing department, quality control department. Some organizations, particularly global organizations, they organize on the basis of say territory or geography. Say we have Asia Pacific territory, we have Asia territory, we have Africa territory. So, their departmentalization will depend upon which territory they are catering to. Let us say it is a company based in India, so they will have an office in the east, west, north and south and central region. So, this is totally based upon territory. Further, there will be demarcation of marketing and sales, but the main component, top component will be the territory. Services extended to the customer is another possibility where departments can be created. Let us take the case of say a bank. They have retail customers, they have corporate customers, they have rural customers. So these three and many other services, so their services can be clubbed together and departments can be made based upon the services. Rural, let us say rural development, banks have rural development section, so that department will be rural development. Then we have say credit card division will be alag, will be separate, credit card division alag होएगी ਜਿਹੜੀ सिर्फ credit card ਦੇ customers ਉਹਦੀ promotion ਨੂੰ deal ਕਰੇਗੀ. corporate customers ਹੋਣਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ banks ਨਾਲ dealing ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, corporate customers ਦੀ loan ਦੇਣਾ at a very high cost, I mean at a very large loans in terms of money, loans have to be given to the corporate people, so that will be a different department. Products being manufactured by organization can also be a basis of making different department. Let us take the case of, again we take the case of Anchor. So we have toothpaste division, we have electric switchgear division, and these are the products being manufactured by the company. And then next we have the say the thread and needle business. So this is the products being manufactured and departments will depend upon what product the company is making. Grid based system is the organization into which is into project management. No, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ project management companies ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ let us take the case of L&T, Larsen and Toubro, they get different projects and it is not certain which project they are going to get when. ਕਦੋਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ project ਮਿਲਣਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. Let us say they get a project of making a bridge. In this organization there will be different managers particularly related to a particular project. There will be a manager, a person, a department handling only that bridge project, and there will be another project which is another, let us say they are making some highway, so that project will be different. The hierarchy of this organization, the departments of this organization is basically a grid based system where different projects are going on and different managers are contributing to all the projects. So it is not that now one manager, let us say, is into purchasing, that person is going to handle purchasing only for one project. No, they have to cater to the projects already going on. So this becomes a complex organizing structure. Okay, line function and staff function. Line function are those functions which are directly related to the objectives of the organization, and staff function are those functions which are not directly related, they are just there to assist the line people. So if the production is going on, production manager is a line function, but salary section is a staff function, because that person who is making the salary of the laborers or the supervisors or the managers is not exactly contributing to the objective of the organization which is making a product. So salary section or say order processing section, they do not contribute directly, they are staff functions. Okay. Now next we come to staffing. What is staffing? Now we have objective is set, organization structure has been made, alternatives have been fixed, we need people. How do we get people? So it is identifying. Staffing is the next component of function of management. It says how do we identify the workforce, what type of people do we need. This new project of bridge construction has come, or this new project of highway construction has come, what type of people do we need for this? And second is inventorying the people available. Do we already have these people with us? Then obviously there is no point in looking for those people if we already have them. So it is identify what you want and see inside your organization and find out do we have these people. The next is recruiting, selecting, placing. Recruitment is, you know, when you advertise for in the papers, that is recruitment. You cater to a large market. Once you get the applications, you shortlist the application, then selection starts. Recruitment is catering to a wide market, you give the advertisement, you get a lot of applications, that is recruiting. Once you shortlist the people, then the selection process starts, which basically starts with interviewing, group discussion and aptitude test, that is selecting. Once people have been selected, you have to place them in different departments. Once you have placed them, then you have to promote them, you have to appraise them, how a manager has worked, what targets he or she could not achieve, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ target ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸੀ ਉਹ achieve ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਿਆ, ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕੀ, ਤੇ planning ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ career path ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ salary ਕਿੰਨੀ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ training ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ provide ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ. This is all a part of staffing. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ analyze ਕਰਨਾ staffing ਦਾ, let us see. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ enterprise plans. एंटरप्राइज प्लान्स हो गया कि असी हुण न्यू स्विच गियर मार्केट विच असी एंटर करना है तो साडा वो प्लान है कि ओके वी हैव टू मेक स्विच गियर A and B. Then we have the organization plans, number of managers required, किस टाइप के मैनेजर सानू चाहिए हैगे ने, मैनेजर्स इन्वेंट साढ़े कोल है कि नहीं हैगे, प्रेजेंट ते फ्यूचर नीड किन्नी है, किन्ने टाइप साडा प्रोजेक्ट कित्थों तक जाएगा, किस इस प्रोजेक्ट के रिलेटेड कोई और प्रोजेक्ट सानू मिल सकता है कि जेडे असी हुण मैनेजर असी रिक्रूट कर रहे हैं कि वो दूजे प्रोजेक्ट विच वर्क कर सकणगे जेड़ा सानू फ्यूचर विच प्रोजेक्ट मिलेगा. इस टाइप की जेह्ड़ा एनालिसिस हुंदा है ये सानू हेल्प करता है कि प्रॉपर पीपल मैनेजर्स नू, स्टाफ नू, सुपरवाइजर्स नू, वर्कर्स नू रिक्रूट करना.